What's going on, guys? It's Mike Glassby here with the Military Cash Flow, and I'm going to tell you exactly why I am still buying real estate right now. Now, before we get into it, I need you guys to go ahead, give a thumbs up, like the movie, subscribe, follow, whichever platform you guys are on, so we know that you truly enjoy this content and we can keep delivering quality content like this to you guys. Okay, so let's talk about it. Why am I still buying real estate? With everything that's going on right now, shouldn't you be kind of clenching onto your reserves? We don't know what the market's gonna do. We don't know if the market's going up. We don't know if the market's going down. We see all these different speculations about what this pandemic is actually gonna do to the market. But here's the thing, guys. There's one thing that we always know. One, the market always corrects itself at some point in time. And two, people will always need a place to live. So, if I can find a deal now, why wouldn't I take it? I know the market's going to go up, and I know eventually somebody is going to need a place to live. So let's look at exactly how the situation kind of turned out. When you're buying property, first and foremost, you're worried about a few different things, right? Hey guys, what if I lose value in the property, right? What if the value of the home goes down? Okay, so in order to prevent that, you need to buy with equity or with room, right? So let's say you bought it for $50,000, but it's worth $100,000, right? That's a damn good deal. You got it half off, but let's say the market dropped and now it's worth $70,000. Well, you still got it for a great deal. You got it for $50,000. So even if the market drops, because you have that equity, because you have that room, you're okay. You're safe. So that's exactly what I did. It was worth, let's say, somewhere around $150,000, and I got it close to about $100,000. Right? Number's a little bit off, but that's the general concept of how I bought it. I bought it at a discount, knowing that there was value there. All right. Second thing, a lot of people say, well, what happens? You lose value in the home and now all of a sudden over 10 years, the property values have dropped. Well, we already covered the equity piece, but let's say that we didn't have that. But what about the cash flow? Because that's a lot more important. When you buy real estate, especially at a fixed rate, okay, meaning over the next 30 years, the mortgage is not going to change. You know exactly what your mortgage payment will be for the next 30 years. That doesn't change. So even if the market value went up and down, the mortgage payment is the same. So we want to worry about cash flow, meaning how much higher can we rent the property out for? And so many of you are aware of the 1% rule or the 2% rule, right? Essentially, where the purchase price of the property is, say, $100,000, then you want to make sure that your monthly income, your gross income, is at least 1% of the purchase price. So let's say you purchased it for $100,000, your 1% would be $1,000. Now, the reason that the 1% rule is in effect is because generally, if you mortgage a property, if you leverage a property at 100%, at $100,000, and your income, your gross income is 1%, then you typically are going to cash flow. That is a generalization just used to quickly analyze properties. But to get back to the point, you want to make sure that you have enough income to not only pay that mortgage, that fixed payment that's going to be there for 30 years, but you can put some money in your pocket. So I'm buying with some equity like we talked about, but I'm also making sure that I have substantial amount of cash flow on these properties. So for me, this property was much closer to the 2% rule, plus I bought it with equity. I've got nothing to worry about. Right? Now, obviously, guys, this is a generalization. And yes, you must run your numbers. You must know what is your vacancy. You must know what is the capital expenditures needed, roofs, HVAC, etc. What are your taxes, your insurance, so forth and so on. But primarily, now is the time to buy. Or if it's not the time to buy, you can still buy. You do not need to stop buying. With that being said, I'm going to continue to buy during this time, and I expect that once this is all over and everybody's eyes have opened back up, all investors are going to have their hands right back in the market. So it's going to be extremely competitive and extremely difficult to find a good, solid deal, right? Because everybody's going to want the deals. They're going to say, hey, I've held on to my nest egg. I've weathered the storm. This little pandemic is out of the way. I'm ready to go hot and heavy because I still have investment goals for 2020, right? Took 4 months off or however long this thing is going to last. I'm ready to go. And when generally people have a lot of money and they have a sense of urgency, what are they going to do? They're going to overbid. They're going to pay more, right? Again, every investment, I'm a firm believer, you define your criteria so an investment could be good for you, right? Not everybody is running the same numbers. To them, paying $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 more may still be a good investment for them, especially when they've been waiting and they're hungry and they're anxious to buy. So after this is over, I expect it to be a very competitive market. That's why I'm buying now. I'm continuing to buy now. If I have the money and if I find the property, I'm not going to wait for the pandemic to kind of blow over. I'm going to take advantage of it, but I'm going to do it intelligently. I'm going to set in those barriers, the left and right limits, right? To say, hey, I can't go, less than this much equity, and I have to make sure that we have X amount of cash flow. And as long as you keep all of those concepts in mind, understanding the parameters that you should evaluate properties at, the way that they should be performing, and understand that right now competition is generally a little bit lower, then there is no reason why you shouldn't be investing right now either. All right, guys, so that was a very quick summary of why I'm still buying real estate and why I actually recommend you consider it. I can't tell you to do it. I don't know your financial situation, but you should consider it. As always, guys, it's Mike Glaspie with Military Cashflow. Please go ahead, drop a comment, give us a like, share, subscribe, share this content with your friends, the whole shebang. Until next time, it's Mike Glaspie signing off.